The Hash It Out Show is brought to you by Boyd's ATA Black Belt Academy in Marrero, Louisiana. Barreto Home Solutions. Bayou Audio and Video. Hot Works on the North Shore. JFK Martial Arts in Mandeville and Covington. Lil Dizzy's Cafe. Kuman of Gretna. Kaylin Parker of Magnolia Wealth Strategies. Moe's Pizza. Buck's Snow Whiz. CC's Children Blocks. The Pierre Family in Lafayette, Louisiana. Leo Auto Glass. The Juber Family in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Dat Kitchen Restaurant in Chalmette, Louisiana.
Hands up, hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. Move, move, move. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. 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 Hands up, hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. Move, move, move. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Hash It Out Show. I'm your host, JB the Sports Guy. We got a good one for you all tonight, 7:30, the one and only host of the Nick Network Prep Reporting, co-host of the Boot Breakdown, Nick Campbell, going to join us, and he's going to break down this big district matchup between Terrebonne and Hahnville, which is the Friday night Hash It Out Show game of the week that you can catch on JB the Sports Guy YouTube page, which most of you are watching on right now. But you guys know I got my co-host with me, VK Jones. What's up, VK Jones?
What's going on, brother? Hope things are going straight, man. You know, my apologies to you earlier, brother. You know what I'm saying? It's all to the good. Had a long day. You know what I'm saying? So like, tag, share, subscribe to the Hash Out Show, all social media platforms. Coach Fronta, what's going on, man? Appreciate you with love and supporting us, man. But we thank all our sponsors. Like, tag, share, subscribe, all social media platforms. And you go to JB Your Sports Guy for the exclusive of the Hash Out Show game of the week, and you get everything else, including the Blue Breakdown. But also, we like to give a shout out to two new sponsors that has just joined us last week. I know, JB, you're gonna announce those two sponsors pretty much, right? Because we actually ran their spots on Friday night. So shout out to the two new sponsors that we have. But we definitely appreciate it. We got a good show tonight and a good show tomorrow night.
And we got the one and only George Peppers. What's up, George Peppers? What's up, Coach Sam? What's up, Colin?
What's going on? Well, what's going on, fellas? Hope all is well. Trying day, but this is what I call therapy right here, the Hash It Out Show. So it is what it is. You know, Jared, you and I talked earlier. I almost made I know we're going to debut something tonight that we've, done the week 3 of every year. And I almost called you about 30 minutes ago to make a change, but I figured you had the graphic up. So I was like, you know what? I'll hold off. And it'll be explained during the revelation. And where's Austin Tyler at? Because he's waiting to see when the goofy top 5 pick will be. Austin, it's not this week.
Indeed.
I can tell you that it's not this week. We're very conventional. But yeah, if we're doing that tonight, then of course tomorrow night it's pick night. I will reveal who won the picks fully. As far as the numerics, I will say this: the high percentages the three of us had in week 2 went down in week 3. But as good, knowledgeable hosts, as good, knowledgeable analysts. We're gonna shake back and rock and roll in week 4. So let's go get it. And I see that bull's head on your head, and it's giving me
It should.
flashbacks from the 90s when they took it. It shouldn't, because I mean, like Michael, break a leg, Michael. Just saying. But
Yes,
it is.
indeed. So yeah, after we have Nick Campbell, we will discuss our top 5. We wait after 3 weeks, and here we are, baby. Top 5. Who are our top 5 teams? But yeah, we know you're waiting for it, Austin Tyler. We know. Well, this I want to start off on, man. Referees, consistency versus being non-consistent. And I'm not going to name the games, but I will say some things, and it just caught my eye, and I just didn't like what I saw. So week 2, I went to a game, and I saw this officiating crew. All right, and they roughed a good ball game. And there were coaches on the home team that were outside of their box on the field and everything, and they never threw a flag, never gave them a sideline warning, nothing at all like that. I was at a game for week 3, and I saw the same officiating crew. And I was like, okay, I saw them already. They do a good job. Well, let's say a whole 180 happened. Not in regards to what was on the field. There was some on the field that I did not like that they were wrong about. One play. And it's not the reason why a team won and a team lost. It had nothing to do with that. But right when kickoff happened, one of the side officials tells an assistant coach to back up. The assistant coach looks befuddled and confused to what is he talking about, because he was in the box and not even close to the sideline, towards the back of the box. All right. There's two boxes. Okay. But here's the coach's box and there's the player's box. He's in his coach's box, but he's like pretty much standing on the line in between the coach's box and the player's box. They told him to back up. And I was like, what's that about? He's in his box. Okay, game goes on. They tell another coach to back up. And other coach is like, what are you talking about? I'm in my box. Well, the penalty happens. That one penalty that I said that didn't change the game outcome, that had nothing to do with it. But the coaches come on the field like to say, what's that about? They get a sideline warning. We go back down the field. The referee by the end zone yells to another coach. These are the same coaches now, for the same team. You need to back up. This coach yells, what's your issue? We're in our box. We're not even by you. We can't even interrupt you or what you're doing. What's your issue with us? And then later on, coach, I ain't gonna say his name because y'all know what team I'm talking about. A certain coach gets a foul for sideline warning, being in his box. He calls a timeout. He says, hey, what did I do wrong? And the ref says, you got to respect us. He said, respect y'all. I didn't encourage nobody. I didn't yell at nobody. I'm in my box. You gave me a flag for sideline warning. What's the issue? They go back and forth. It is what it is. Now, that's my issue because it's the same crew. Did you have something against this team, coaches, or what? I don't know. But if you did what you did in week 3 at the week 2 game, I wouldn't say a word. Because y'all being consistent on what y'all doing. I wouldn't say a word. But you cannot do something one game and then come back the next game and do a total 180. I got a problem with that. I have a problem with that. I really do. Because I don't know if you trying to showcase y'all superiority or something, or you really have something against a certain team. I don't know. But you got to be consistent across the boards. You have to be consistent as the referee. If you're going to tell coaches they got to back up to the player's box, then keep it consistent throughout the entire season. Don't let one team get away with it, and you come back the following week and you tell this team that they got to back up and you're throwing flags left and right when they're in the coach's box. I got a problem with that. I really do. And I went to a game, and I'm going to say this one. I went to St. Aug game Saturday. Different crew. I'm on the Legacy sideline. And these coaches everywhere. They outside the box. They down to the 10-yard line. You know what the ref told them? Y'all good. Y'all good. Y'all good right there. So what's the real rule of this, people? Because I don't like it. We got to have one rule set for everybody in the state of Louisiana. One rule. And if the Texas team come, you got to explain the rules to them before the game starts. You stay in your box or you letting them go, whatever. But it got to be consistent across the board with every officiating crew in the state of Louisiana. And what I saw in that week 3 game compared to the week 2 game was a total 180 from that same officiated crew. I don't know if they had something against that one team. I don't know, but I don't like it. We got to stay consistent with things, VK.
Agreed. Very much agreed. I seen something, and I hate to say it, but I seen it last week, and it was in the fourth quarter of a ball game, and it was a big play, and then all of a sudden, one of the coaches got really, really upset. Really upset. And I'm wondering what happened. I go down and check and see what happened, and come to find out, one of the officials told the coach, "You better not let him score." Like, what?
What?
I'm like, are you serious? He told you that? I'm like, and I knew it was a reason why that coach called a timeout. Because there was 2 instances. One early in the game, which was resolved, and he had a right to be upset because of what happened. But that second time, he was really upset because of what the official. Like, what do you think you is? Like, what is really going on here? The one thing I do understand, yes, we do have an official shortage. I totally get that. But my thing is this: these officials get trained. These officials go to classes, everything else. But the thing is, if you're going to put down ground rules for the ball game, period, you need to talk to both coaches, and the officials and the head referees do talk to the coaches. They need to lay ground rules for everything. Everything. Box, all that stuff. They need to lay it down before the game and lay every rule. Not no this rule, that rule, that's no, lay everything down at one time. So we know, okay, there's no discrepancies, there's no what you call it. If Brock asked for this, asked for that. Okay, you did say that earlier. All right. But like you said, Jack, be consistent. Be consistent. Before the season started, we had a scrimmage. And we getting highlights all of a sudden. This was like late in the scrimmage. Oh, you need to back up. Really? Really? Instead of saying it before the scrimmage or right when it started?
They had like 4 seconds left for the scrimmage. He told us that.
Bruh, like what are y'all on, dude? Like, I'm not trying to be the person to beg on the officiating. I'm not trying to do that. But some of y'all are screwing up. They're not. I'm gonna say this: there have not been too many questionable calls this year. Not too many, and that's an improvement. But we see the inconsistencies of ground rules, and it's like, come on, bro. That's the little bittiest freaking tidbit. Y'all just tripping. I don't know what your personal feelings. Y'all have to put that aside before you come call a game. If you don't do that, you're not gonna do your job. Some way, somehow, somebody gonna mess up. You have to put everything aside. You have to, because you have to be consistent each and every week, or else is the issue gonna get bigger and bigger. So if it's the time to try to fix things and we in week 4, it's the time to fix it right now. They need to fix it and get this straight right now before things get a little bit ugly, especially getting close to the playoffs.
GP, your thoughts?
Where do we start? Goodness. It happened to us last year in a game that we didn't broadcast where you talk about the box rule, right? It happened at City Park, Gormley. I know the what game it was, but they told me and VK that we were violating the box rule. And we're like, no, we're not. We're far enough away from the sideline. We're not near the field of play. They're like,
Behind the white lines, right? The
yeah,
hashes.
behind the white, exactly behind the white, and it happened in the Superdome last year too. It happened to me. I was on the sideline walking, just staying far enough back, and one of the side judges was like, "Stay behind the line, stay behind the line." I'm like to myself, I'm thinking consistency is a beautiful thing, and I didn't want to get into a rhetorical shouting match. I wasn't about to do that. I'm there to do a job. I'm not worried about a striped shirt. I don't care about that. But it's just been going on for years. It's just been going on for years with but the thing that what have I always said to y'all about officials? The one thing that I have maintained, they try to make themselves and integrate themselves ahead of players in
I'm not gonna
games.
say every official do that. I'm
And
not gonna say
I
that.
will give you a high percentage of them do. I
Ooh, I
speak.
don't know.
Okay, wait. Let me get it out. I know from experience because I covered games in one of the outskirts of this state, Central Louisiana. I know this for a fact. There have been officials that have actually said, "I don't know why you hear this game's going to be a blowout," and they make decisions influencing said game. It's like, do your job, man. They do it. It's more prevalent than you think. Prevalent than you think. They make themselves bigger in a big highlight game. They want to be the spotlight and not the player. That bothers me. Totally bothers me. And I saw Cheese put the first zinger of the week on you a minute ago, JB. I don't know if you saw that in advance of Friday, so you know that you know what's coming the rest of the week.
It's all good.
Just
And,
yeah, I know.
and
Coin flip that one, but
Coach Francis is making a good point there. So go ahead, George.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He's beating to the drum. I'm saying some referees. I've seen it with my own eyes. VK, we talk about you've been at this a while. Me too, but I've seen it with my own eyes. These dudes, and they know who they are. They try to make themselves the center of attention, and they try to be. Oh, this game's about. They're saying that, about two great offenses. We the ones. No, you're there to do a job. Do it, or else you get kicked out of the association. Do your job, get a grade, or you get kicked out. Why do you
Facts.
think the professional leagues do this, JB? Why do you think professional leagues do this? They have a grading system in the baseball umpiring. When umpires get picked for playoffs, they're not picked because Rob Manfred wants them to umpire games. No, they have a grading system. Through 162 games, the crews get a grading system and they get picked. The NFL, I don't know what Rock and Roger does. I couldn't tell you. I mean, and if I can allow it, a game we broadcast last Thursday, there was an egregious call made that I think affected the outcome of that game between Patrick Taylor and St. Martin's. The roughing the kicker, the punter, running into the punter. That sequence, go back and look at that video, guys, and y'all tell us what y'all think. It looked like to us, and we said this on air, it looked like a clean block. But the
It was.
officials were it was. I went back and watched it. I know the three of us saw it live, and that's what we saw. Because we went to a break and we're like, did that really just happen? And we're like, we just shook our heads. And it affected in a spot when that happened. The game was obviously still in doubt because it was an exceptional football game. And go back and watch it for yourselves. It was a great game, but I hate to say one call changed the trajectory, but it may have. That one did. I just like you guys. I want to see consistency. I don't want to see one week like you, JB. You talk about this crew. That one week they're hunky dory, and the next week they're like blankety blankety blank, get out of my way. Hold up, wait, who are you? How many personalities do you have? That's what I want to know.
Yes,
You know,
indeed.
cut that noise out. I mean, who you gonna be? We ain't doing a schizophrenia nonsense. Be consistent. Be
Let me
consistent.
let me get back in because my
Go
guy
ahead.
Jason Holmes, and I got to meet Jason Holmes this past weekend, and he is an official, so he having his officials back is cool. I got a problem with that. That's his job,
I'm good with
and
that too.
yeah, I'm good with that. Definitely good. He's a great guy, and the game I saw him rough, he was a great rough. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Um, it's just what I'm saying, Jason. It wasn't even your crew, not even your crew. It's another crew, all right, that I saw back to back weeks, and it was totally different stuff. And that's my issue with it. How? Because like I said, that first game, week 2, we got coaches out the box on the field, and they didn't tell them anything, not a word. But the same crew comes back a week later, and they're telling coaches to back up in their box, and these coaches are in the coaches
Uh-oh.
box, not even close to the sideline. Like I said, they were pretty much standing in the in between area of the coaches box and the players box. That's where they were standing. They wouldn't been able to impede a rough running. It was every time back up, back up, back up. It's not even close. So that's my thing. Like, let's be consistent. Don't let it go one week and let it happen the other week. Now, what if the officiating association told them, guys? Let's be real. What if the officiating association told them that, hey, y'all didn't do this week 2, y'all got to start enforcing it. Like what okay, see, Jason said that's what happens. I'm talking about, and it comes from the top. Maybe that happened. Maybe that happened. Cool. If that happened, then let's see it consistently, non-stop from here on out. Let's see it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it
Mhm.
changed the outcome of a game, but I was sitting there like, man, y'all didn't tell this crew at all nothing week 2, and then week 3 is y'all again, and y'all telling them bang bang every time. But I'm looking at it, they're not even close to the sideline. They're really back, and then y'all throwing flags left and right on them. That's what I was like. What happened from week 2 to week 3? But like Jason said, maybe it came from the top. And Austin, in regards to the Shaw Rumble game, the talking had nothing to do with it. All right, Shaw just lost. But the game I'm talking about was just like, I just felt like in my mind, like they got something against these guys. They picking on them. That's all I'm saying. But just give me consistency. And if it came from the top, then cool. Let's just run with it for the rest of the football season. Let's just stay consistent with it. VK.
I can agree, and you might have to You might have to introduce me to who Jason Holmes is.
Oh, I got you covered. Yeah, I got you covered.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
wait, look, I got to do this because he asked me to do this.
Yes, go ahead.
Shout out to Jason Holmes, baby. One of the best referees in the game. There you go. He told me to do that.
Jason Holmes, man, I really appreciate you checking out the show and everything else. And I used to be that person that used to get on the officials, but I had to stop and realize everybody has a job. Everybody has a job to do.
That's right,
You
Curtis.
know, and yeah. So looking at it more than anything else, Jason, my thing is, and I get it, totally get it. We get it from the top. I think you need to. I think some of y'all need to explain that to the coaches before the game. It's like, hey, our bosses is telling us this, that, and the third. To know, okay, don't be surprised we're gonna do this or whatever. That came from our CEO. That came from our top.
I like to
Just to
just
give
tell them,
them
hey,
full
here are the 2
warning.
boxes. Y'all stand in that second box. Don't stand in the first
Exactly.
box before the game. Stand in that second box.
This is from the top. We have to put that down. We're sorry we didn't say it last week, but this came from our bosses. This has to be the rule now. So it has to be presented. It has to be consistent, clear, concise, and that's it. You go with that. Everything has to be totally clearly explained. When it's explained, it'll be understandable. It'll be less and less conflicts. It'll be less and less conflicts. I know you probably do, Jason. I know you probably do. And we're not talking about y'all crew. I think y'all crew do a good job. It's just a fact of the other crews. I know a lot of times y'all might have meetings and stuff. You know, it's just got to be across the board. That's all we're saying. It's just got to be cross the board because we don't want to see shout matches with coaches and officials all the time outside of calls. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. And yeah, and emotions do get ramped up a bit. It really do. So we want less and less of that. What I'm seeing more and more, and I'm gonna give a lot of credit to the officiating crews this year. We're seeing more and more enforcement of lessening the foolishness when things get chippy. You know what I'm saying? I think they're doing a better job this year enforcing penalties and enforcing things and be like, hey, we're gonna stop this right quick. Because we've seen a lot of that in one of our games we did a couple weeks ago. And I mean, we knew that both teams was edgy. And the officials from the jump set the tone, was like, you gonna act a fool, we throwing the flags. We're not having it. So that's
Then we got
I
officials
like
saying it at the coin toss, letting it
at
be
the
known
coin.
right then and there.
Let it be
We're not
known.
having that. Let
Not having it.
GP get in.
Yeah, go ahead, George.
Go to commercial.
Yeah, right. Go ahead, George. Sorry.
BK, case in point, last Friday night, the player for Terrebonne threw a punch, and the referee quickly ejected him. It was quick. It was instant. That's what I want to see enforcement. I mean, the young kid they made a great momentum turner, and he decides to cold cock a dude from the other team. And next thing you know, the referee throws the flag, and baya, see ya. He gets the 15-yard penalty, and he gets ejected. But Jason, I have a question for you. Do y'all have a grading system? Because I know how it works in the playoffs, where referees from different geographical areas, like a game in New Orleans would be refereed by a group from Shreveport. But do y'all have a grading system as to which officials get to ref these games? Is there a system in place to where the best of the best referee a playoff game or the championships per se? That's the question I have for Jason. And if I know he's listening and he's watching. I'm curious to know if y'all have that. But I also think in some circles there's agenda officiating. It seems like we're leading into something like that because officials. It goes back to what I said a few minutes ago, and what JB and we're piggybacking off of each other. We're saying one week you're Tarzan, the next week you're Jane. Hold on, man. I need you to be consistent. I don't need you to be multiple personalities one week and all that stuff. No, I need you guys to do your job. Focus on the game. Don't be the reason a team wins or loses a game. I've experienced the wins loss part of it years ago. Watched the game at West Jeff District Championship. Official makes a bad call. I'm standing next to a journalist, and the journalist is a very well renowned journalist. And he looks at me and he goes,
He said yes,
"Sure,
sir.
look, huh?"
He said yes. There's a grading
I
system.
see it. I see the answer. Thank you,
Cool.
Jason. I appreciate that. This journalist who's very well known turns to me and goes, "That looked like it was a first down." And the side judge that was within, like, from me to VK, dude turns around and he goes, and I'm not going to repeat verbatim what he said, but it's because it's got some language, and I'm not going to do that because we're a family show. He turns around, do your blanking job, and I'm trying to be as cool as can be, but at this point, you're in a confrontational tone. I said, you just cost this team a district championship with a bad call. Sleep on that. But I said it worse than that. I'm not going to repeat it again, But look, we're in week 4 now. We just need for the rest of the season. And look, Jason, I know for a fact, and we all know there are bad apples in y'all bunch. There are officials that
Yeah, great.
referee games that there are. There is no doubt
Let's just
that
say
they got some
they
that
made mistakes. They're not perfect.
no,
They
no,
make
no,
bad
no. There
calls.
are some. No, there are some that do
I say bad
egregious.
apples. I don't want to give
Oh,
them a
there are
bad name.
not
You can
all of
say
them.
they are, but I don't want to
I'm
give them a
not
bad
saying all of
name.
them, Jared.
I,
I'm not saying all of them. It's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying that there's one or two of a handful that go out there with just agenda and like I'm gonna make sure this team don't win, or I'm gonna make sure this and this and this and this. I'm gonna make sure I got the shine, and they don't. It's not your job. Your job is to officiate. And you guys do a great job, Jason. You guys are really good at what you do, and we appreciate that. But I'm glad you answered me about the best of the best, because that's what we want to see come money time, and that's the playoffs. You know,
and
I say money time. But go
and
ahead, VK.
Jason, continue to
Make it quick.
support the show. Continue to support us. Continue to watch, and we love to maybe have you on us because you give some good expertise
Hmm.
and some good clarity that we need more than anything else. So we definitely appreciate you.
I don't think he wouldn't mind coming on. He'll do it. He do it. You meet Jason, it's all love, all good, man. Tell you that, bro. We had a good conversation when we talked, and he said, "Make sure you give me a shout out." I said, "I got you, bro. I got you. I got you." Thank you, Jason. All right, cool. So I wanted to talk about that because I saw that, man, and I was just scratching my head about it, man, so much. But I'm glad we talked about it. And I'm glad Jason was on here also to talk about it with us. And don't go nowhere, Jason. Stay right there. We're coming right back. Quick commercial break. When we come back, we got from the Nick Network Report and from the Boot Breakdown, Nick Campbell will talk with us about the Hash It Out Show Friday night game of the week, Hahnville versus Terrebonne. Y'all stay right there.
Are you in need of a new windshield? Leo Autoglass can help. For 20 years, Leo Autoglass have been servicing the New Orleans area with windshield replacement and auto glass repair. Give them a call today, 504-301-8353.
Hey y'all, this is Jen Hale from Fox Sports. You're watching the Hash It Out Show with JB the Sports Guy, VK Jones, and George Peppis.
Hi, I'm Erica Randolph, head coach of the Hahnville Tigers boys basketball team, and you are watching the Hash It Out Show.
And welcome back to the Hash It Out Show. I'm your host, JB the Sports Guy, with VK Jones, George Peppers, and our next guest, a good friend of ours. You can catch him Thursdays at 11 o'clock in the morning with the Nick Network Report on the River Parishes football team. And on Sundays, you can catch him on the Boot Breakdown at 6:15 p.m. We got the one and only Nick Campbell. What's up, bro?
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
Not much, man. Not much. You good, bro?
Oh yeah, I'm good. I got a number two. My son is Randall Jr., so if somebody see him out there, that's my son.
Yeah, I got you. All right. So the Hash It Out Show Friday night game of the week. Hahnville goes to Terrebonne. Both teams are undefeated. And as you know, Nick, they also shared a district championship with Destrehan. Both teams don't want to share this year. They want it all for themselves. So I think you're gonna be at this game Friday night.
You persuade me, y'all. I'm telling you, you really persuade me going right up to Terrebonne and watch that game. I have a lot of close friends that's in Terrebonne, and they're trying to get me to come out there. So it's looking like I'm gonna be headed that way.
All right, good. Let's start off with this, man. I want to start off with the head coaches. You know them both. I think you and Coach Bourne were teammates for Hahnville, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, and Tyler Lewis, the head coach of Terrebonne, is also a River Parish guy. He played at St. James.
Yeah, West St. John coach, state championship type coach, man. I tell you, this is a guy. I ran into his brother Saturday at a venue, and it was so funny that he said, "Man, you the guy from such such?" I said, "Yeah, man." And he just went on and to talk about Coach Lewis and the Terrebonne Tigers, man. So I'm happy for Coach Lewis and the success he's having right now in the Homer area.
Definitely. So you speak about that was where I was going to about both coaches. You spoke about Coach Lewis, but talk about the success Coach Bourne has had so far in his second year, and he's got the Hahnville community back on his feet, coming back to Boothie for the football games. Talk about what he has done just in 2 years.
Yeah, man, I could speak on Greg as being like a biological brother. We grew up, we got disconnected after high school. He started coaching at Destrehan, went to West Jeff. We lost connection, man. But we talk from time to time. He tell me his aspiration of being a coach, and lo and behold, Hahnville job came over, man. He was so excited. I was excited for him. I told him we had to really get back into the community and get the colors to start coming back out, man. The colors, when I say colors, I meant purple and gold, man. We see one way in that locker room, bro. It's a purple haze and a gold rush. That's what we always been taught coming into that stadium. So the colors are starting to fly back in the community. I'm talking about the purple and white hats and the gold hats, and they feeling real good in this community. And Coach Bourne got a lot of those guys' chests sticking out, their arms are getting swole, and recruiters starting to come back there to Hahnville High once again.
And also the helmets, he got the old school Tigers, the word in script back on the helmet. But I was like, oh, Coach Bourne doing it, bro. He's doing it. He's doing it. I want to ask you about a couple players from both teams. Number one, go to Terrebonne. Talk about Big Bear, Quincy Adams, man, the running back for Terrebonne. And when you and I spoke, I said he kind of looked like, reminds me of Calvin Smith. You said somebody else. VK interviewed Coach Bourne today, and Coach Bourne said the same thing I said. He reminds him of Calvin Smith. Speak about Quincy Adams right quick.
Yeah, man, a lot of people don't know Quincy Adams. His nickname is Bear. And Bear always been here. Bear was there last year with Terrebonne, had some success. And it seemed like during that game, Bear was the only running back that really showed out. Just same scenario. They played St. James last week and the week after, and I mean week before, and Celestine, he cut up against Terrebonne, and Bear was limited. So this time, Hahnville played Terrebonne. Bear cut up, and Celestine was, he was slightly out of position. So saying that to say this, man, this is a physical game. Both backs are ready for the challenge. They're seniors, and they want to get all the recognition that everyone else is getting that's on their team.
We'll go to Hahnville now. Fred Downing, he plays both sides of the ball, offensive line and defensive line. How much of an impact do you think he will have in this game?
Man, I could say so much about Frederick Downing Jr., man. He's a untapped talent. And anybody know high school football, when a prototypical kid come through, he's going to take a lot of coaching to play a certain position. But Coach Barnes he saw fit that he needed somebody on the inside, man. He plugged him inside, and he wound up doing really well. And the offense started accumulating when he went on the offense side of the ball. So the sky's the limit for that kid, man, no matter whether he play offensive or defense,
My last question before I give it to VK. Where will this game be won on the football field?
A lot of people think that this game is going to be won between the trenches, but this game is going to be won during special teams. Special teams is going to be the most important part of this game because Hahnville line is massive and Terrebonne line is massive. And when coaches really see this game, they're going to be like, is nothing familiar with each other. They know each other really well inside and out. So you're going to see, y'all was talking about officials earlier, y'all going to see that little yellow flag a lot, but who have the least amount of penalties will win this football game. Remember what I said.
Hey, what's going on with you, Nick? Man, good to have you on the show, and good comparisons for Quincy Adams, but I'm gonna be straight up with you. The one person that Quincy Adams remind me of is Luther Ambrose. That used to play at St. James. How big he was and the speed and power that he had. I'm like, the way he ran that ball, I thought about Luther Ambrose, and he's actually going to be honored in a couple of weeks for St. James and St. Charles that will be broadcast. So,
I'll be at that game too.
Absolutely. But I'm gonna ask you this. Let's talk about the quarterback battle. Owen Oliver going against Landon Teague. Your thoughts on that matchup? We see that Oliver didn't have to do too much, especially the game plan that Terrebonne implemented last week with a lot of a wildcat type offense that almost looked like a wing T, and it was very successful, taking a lot of pressure off Oliver. But Oliver connected on a couple of good passes, and then T, I think, talking with Coach Boyne this morning, he's really, really leaning towards him, and we've seen some things last year from him that he's capable of really doing big things for Hahnville.
Well, one thing about Mr. Oliver, they got a black cloud on his head saying that he can't pass. I doubt it because I saw him for the last 2 years, and I think he can zip the ball. But sometimes we don't have to, and you got somebody big like that that's giving the ball. You have somebody with some tremendous speed on a high school level. You know, that's you don't have to do certain things. And he was in the St. James game last year trying to do a lot, and that's what got him in a bad situation, you know, downfield. So saying that to say this, man, I couldn't say much but watching Landon T grow up. Landon T is a baseball player. When Coach Greg told me about his positioning and how good he is as a baseball player, I was shocked to see how the development came on real quick. So kudos to Coach Bourne for getting both of those young quarterbacks, because we started off with a freshman holding court at quarterback that eventually moved to wide receiver by positioning. So you know, the development is real for Landon T and the young Nick fella, man, because they really had to just buy in to what Coach Bourne wanted them all to do.
Now, looking at the defensive side of the ball, especially for Hahnville, what does the Tigers of Hahnville, if I'm saying it right, JB, Hahnville, Hahnville,
Yes.
yes. What does the defense of Hahnville has to do to slow down this mountain of an offense in Terrebonne, especially with the backs and that line?
Well, I mean, you're probably going to have to bring more men on an offensive front. You're going to have to probably bring more men. So somebody going to have to really suffer in a 3 or 4 linebacker situation, in a extra defensive line, rotate them really well, keep them fresh, and I mean, just wait for the full quarter. Wait for the full quarter. Keep the game. Both coaches, they're going to keep the game close. Trust me. If the talent level is that much in despair, we're going to all see the difference. We're going to all see a big difference.
So, you know, let's go to the defense side of the ball for Terrebonne. What is Terrebonne? And pretty much we've seen Terrebonne's defense is a bend, don't break, but at the same time, they forced 4 turnovers last week against a very good St. James offense, forcing them just 8 points. 4 big time turnovers, including 3 4-down stops. What does the Terrebonne defense have to do to slow down a particular dynamic Hahnville offense?
They're going to have to get Hahnville in 3rd and long. They're going to have to get Hahnville in 3rd and long, not 3rd and 3 or 3rd and 4, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 9. That'll be a big thing to do. But Fabian Celestine and that offensive line been playing tremendously well. So it's going to be, if Coach stay in front of the sticks like we know he will do and take what they give him, it's going to be a long night for Terrebonne.
Now, you know, looking at both teams, this is an evenly matched ball game. 3, you know, they were part of a 3-team tie for the district championship. Name a player that's outside of the norm for either team that could be a factor on Friday night.
Well, to go on the Terrebonne side, for to be successful, they're gonna really have to have Mr. Celestine show who he can really be from the runner standpoint. I don't know if they put him in a slot to gain edge as far as being a pass team, but he's gonna have to put his hands on a ball and get some of those big runs, really big runs. And for Hahnville side, you know, we're gonna have to look at Aaron Williams. Aaron Williams. So we might have a double team being drawn on the Nakan kid. So Aaron Williams and Cortavius Singleton, they're probably going to have to show that they can really go because Coach Bourne and Landon Teague is starting to trust them a lot. So it's going to be a good little showing what they're going to be able to display on Friday night.
Very much so. Last question, I'll pass it on to George Peppers. The atmosphere Friday night at Tom B. Smith Stadium last Friday was unbelievable. I mean, when me, George, and Devin Martino got to the stadium on Friday, cars was already out there tailgating on both sides of the fence. And they were out there early, man. I mean, St. James, do we know they come out there and support? They were out there getting things ready to go, but also a lot of Terrebonne fans out there with the support. And I talked with Coach Tyler Lewis. He's excited. He said that fan base, they're really buying in now, and they're coming out there. What we expect on Friday night, because I know a lot of the Hahnville fans out of Boutique and Hahnville is going to make that trip down to Homer.
Oh yeah, man! This is going to be electrifying atmosphere. We really travel up Highway 90 really well. We was a part of that Bayou District forever, and I mean, it's not going to take much for us to carpool, jump in the car with somebody, get out there at 4:30, 5 o'clock, start really tipping our cups a little bit to some of the Homer people. We know it's been an instant rivalry, man, and I'm gonna share this with you guys, and not to pee on what Terrebonne did last year. I think it was actually a two-way tie, but the three-way doesn't allow that person to represent as a district champion. So that eventually gave Hahnville Destrehan the share. So, Terrebonne they're reckoning, they come in, and I think they feel that they probably got it in their locker room. That's what they want to be. The seniors, they want to go out on top. So it's going to be, really, really a good game, a good classic high school football game to watch.
Amazing, man. I know it's going to be a great game Friday night. Cannot wait to be there on Friday. You know what I'm saying? And I just love how the River Parish really show up and show out for these kids and for these communities.
Going to the Bayou Parish.
Yeah.
It's
It ain't the River Parish. We're going to the Bayou Parish.
Well, I'm going to say this. It is Bayou Parish, but everything is well connected when you go in between the river and the bayou, regardless of the fact. Outside of New Orleans, we love what the support is. We love what the schools is in New Orleans. Well, like I said, when you go outside in those river parishes, when you go outside there from St. Charles Parish to out there St. John, all the way to the bayou and stuff like that, and then you go to the other side of Plaquemines and stuff like that. It's amazing the support. You just gotta love it. That's what we love. What we do, and we're New Orleans based, but we love to go to these other places too. George Peppers.
Nick Campbell, what's going on, my friend? It's been a while. How
What's happening,
you
my
feeling?
brother? Oh yeah, man, I'm feeling well. All y'all looking good. Hopefully we could bump chests in a few.
Go ahead, George.
Okay. Oh shoot. All right.
You good? Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Very much.
All right. Well, Nick, first question. I'm gonna put a hypothetical on this one for you. If you're Hahnville's coach, what scheme do you use to try to slow down Quincy Adams? If you were a coach instead of a media guy, if you were a coach, how would you defend Quincy Adams?
Man, I tell you what, I probably have to go wide 9, but a lot of high school coaches run 3 technique, 3-3-5. Some of them run 5-2 according to the personnel that they have. And if I had to actually do it, I would want more defensive linemen, unless I have a lot of athletic linebackers. And I don't think, it's just my personal opinion, I don't think we are deep at linebacker to say we got six really good linebackers when you run the defense like that. That's my defense. That's not what Hahnville running. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you stop a big guy like that, man. I watched a bunch of them in high school over the years, Brandon Jacobs. And look, CJ was big, and I never made the reference to CJ. I just use Natron means by him being a big back at North Carolina, then turn around being a big back at the Chargers. It was kind of hard to hit that dude. But when you see how Bear run with the low center of gravity, man, Hahnville DBs better get some good rest and get ready for some ice on Saturday.
No doubt about it. The reason I asked that question, we did the St. James game last Terrebonne, and that's what you get the St. James sideline when he was doing his thing, and you could see their coaches are just like, "What the heck can we do?" We're sitting there schematically trying to neutralize this guy, and this guy's just popping big run after big run after big run, and just the confusion ensued the rest of the night. They had St. James guessing. Um, in that vein, Hahnville's defense has gotten off to a rock solid start this year. They have one of the more underrated defenses. Held a really good Edie White team that figures to be very prominent
Yes.
going forward. Yeah, they've had a couple of bumps, but Hahnville I think will be fine going forward. But Edie White will be fine going forward. How good is this Hahnville defense? And is this the best defense Terrebonne's going to face this year?
Quite naturally, Hahnville defense is tough. Is Coach Scarborough, man, he's doing an excellent job with these guys, and they're playing more team-oriented defense. They got a young secondary that's on the rear, but they getting on the job training, and that's a real good thing. Corner's not going to really mean much this weekend, but setting the edges is going to be a real prominent deal this Friday night. If the cornerbacks could set the edge and funnel everything inside, they'll have a chance. But if they get to the part where some of those corners get pinned back, it could be a long night. We saw it in St. James. St. James really didn't have the depth at the edges. But you can remember, let's go back, VK. When Savion Jones was at St. James, they had a lot of teams did not want to run on that side, period. So, and when you look at that type of player, man, that's a mammoth of a player. So it's gonna be a real interesting match, fellas.
Very much agreed. Man. You said a month. You said Savion Jones.
The winner is going.
Go ahead, George.
The winner's going to get a leg up on this district. Okay.
No,
I was going to say the winner of this game is going to take a quantum step for this district. But
this will be a conundrum of a district this year. Remember, I said it is a conundrum of a district because we always had the East St. John, the Destrehands, and the Hahnvilles. Now the Terrebonnes, we can't cut out Coach Sterling. That's in HL. So we got to look at Coach Noel at Thibodaux. It's going to be a black and blue division. It's going to be a black and blue division. There's no secret.
So you basically saying that it's not guaranteed that the winner of this game wins district. You saying the other teams with Thibodaux, HL Bourgeois, they all got a shot this year.
In Destrehan, yes. One thing I can do, I could be wearing a purple color and be excited for him, man, but it's way bigger than what meets the eye, man, because you got Coach Marcus Scott. He got a tremendous schedule, and he's going to continue to get healthy, and he's going to have his guys playing at 100% when district come around. He got to take a little break in district, ride up to Captain Shreveport also. So if they can come out of that clean, that last game is going to be a real important game for the Thibodaux Tigers. Destrehan. It might tell all the whole deal, that one particular game.
I'm gonna say this, Nick. I can understand where you're coming from, and I don't think we're gonna count out Thibodaux and HL and stuff. I totally get it. I think it is going to be a tougher district. I kind of disagree with you a bit, man, because I really think this is. I'm gonna say this. What you're saying, I think is going to happen next season because once these teams, like how HL has been getting better and better. They have been getting much better. And with Thibodaux under Narcisse, I think I see a lot of improvement with it. But I really think the next season is going to be the one that's going to be a conundrum. But I really think it's going to come down to Terrebonne, Hahnville, and Destrehan for the district, in my opinion. I might be wrong because last season you had a bold statement and you was right. You was dead right. So, who knows? You might be right this time, but I kind of disagree with that. I really
Well,
think
look,
it's a big three. That's
it's
what I
all
think.
pageantry. It's all pageantry, man. That's why we're here. And look, people disagree with a lot of things I do and say, but that's why we have fanfare. I'm
Mhm.
just as a fan that really pays attention more than the average parent would, because we got to look at how it's really designed. And all those coaches, man, look, Thibodeau then got really smart as a coaching staff. We got to start paying attention to Thibodeau right away, because the kids are buying in a lot of stuff that I see that you guys don't see, and probably a lot of other coaches don't see, man. Thibodeau is a live suspect. I can tell you, not a prospect, they're a suspect, and they want their district.
Go ahead, GP.
You've been okay. You've been one to make bold predictions. You made one last year. What's your bold prediction for this district in 2025?
That was my prediction, the conundrum. I'm not going to say
Thibodeau?
Destrehan an outright winner, Hahnville an outright winner. We are about to get blessed with some really good football in the next 5 weeks. We're about to get blessed in the River Parish with some really good football, because you can get when you see Hahnville go and play Thibodeau, you might have 2,000 people. Now it's gonna be 6,000 people. So they're about to get blessed. When you get to Terrebonne playing at Thibodeau, you're gonna see another 5,000-6,000 people, man. Look, I told that to a school board member once upon a time, how they got to have vision to prepare for these things. And this district is so big. And when Hahnville and Destrehan and put those alumni centers, man, they got people with deep pockets in their sugar cane field watching. And they said, when we going to be like this? And let's start spending this money over there at Terrebonne Forward and giving Tyler some of this money so he can have his team looking like that. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? So
I think talking
Is
with
there a team?
Go ahead, George. Go ahead, George.
There goes that interruption again, boy.
Go ahead.
Disciplinary action forthcoming. My last question. In this district, it is so wildly competitive. We know this already. Is there a team in this district that can make that run to get to the Superdome? Is there any capable team out of this district? Namely Hahnville, Destrehan, Terrebonne. That's the three that are projected to be the tops. But you mentioned Thibodeau and other teams as well. Is there a team in this district you see can make that run and get to New Orleans potentially?
remember this: two teams versus four teams in one district should have a big separation, meaning Central of Baton Rouge and Zachary. They're going to be a difference maker in this district. So any one of those four teams in our district going to have to go through one or two of those teams to really get to the Superdome. Ruston is still Ruston. Let's not be mistaken by it. So when you start adding these teams into that mix, we stand a really good chance, but the district champion probably won't be that person. It might be the number two or number three person to get opposite and match up perfect with a Zachary and beat him, like Salt almost did right before he exited out,
Yep. I was there.
Yep. So I'm telling you, bro, this high school football is the best form of sport, man, that we can talk about college on Saturdays and NFL on Sundays, man, but parents should be listening to their coaches and making sure their kids go to weightlifting and training and running to have this 4 years of the best years of your life. Put your shirt on, start cheering, go sell raffles, go sell jambalaya, because once that high school is over, it's all a business.
Yes, indeed. This Friday night, the Hash It Out Show Friday night game of the week, Hahnville versus Terrebonne, that you can catch on the YouTube page of JB the Sports Guy, which many of you are watching this show on right now. So join us again on Friday night. Nick Campbell, man, my brother, glad that you could join us, man. Truly
And I
appreciate you.
appreciate it. Give a big shout out to y'all that's in the industry that's doing what y'all doing. my brother Chris Singleton out there in the Bayou area that's doing what he doing. He has some beautiful content, man, and he I'm telling you, guys like that is amazing to have these guys showcase on the highest level. If you ever go watch Florida and you ever go watch Texas and play football games, you're like, man, I'm telling you, I'm so glad for the Hash It Out show. I'm so glad for the Nick Net Prep Report and Under the Lights and all of these things these guys are doing because this we're in a social media age, so somebody gotta, help these kids out.
Yes, sir. And that's the truth. That is the truth. Nick Campbell, thank you, man. Make sure y'all
Appreciate y'all,
tune in
fellas.
11 o'clock Thursday morning. The Nick Network
Get your
Report on
brunch.
Facebook.
Get your brunch. Get your brunch.
Definitely.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, Nick.
guys.
All
All
right.
right.
Yeah.
Nick Campbell, everybody. Guys, Nick says special teams. Most everybody gonna pick the trenches. Terrebonne got 3 seniors on the offensive line who are going to play Division I college football. Tatum Bingham, he's going to Louisiana Tech. Orion Mosley, he's going to North Texas. And Chris Stewart is going to Southern. Their biggest strength is their offensive line. Hahnville's linebackers, in my opinion, going to have to fill these gaps and stop that running game. On the other side, I think Hahnville passing game is what's going to have to get them done. I really think so. I mean, we ain't talking about no deep passes, quick, short passes, and let the receivers work their magic to get the extra yardage. I think we in for a great game, man. We gonna see who has more will than the other team. I can't wait. The winner has pretty much bragging rights moving forward. Terrebonne, if they win, the following week they got Destrehan. Hahnville and Destrehan back-to-back weeks. Hahnville won't have Destrehan until week 9, but we're not gonna overlook everybody else in that district because we saw H.L. Boozwell almost upset Hahnville in the first round of playoffs. Thibodeau right now off to a great start with Coach Narcisse. So, like Nick says, don't just think about the top 3 right now. Look at the other ones also in the district, VK.
I can definitely agree. I can agree to disagree, but I get it. I think the other 2 could be big time spoilers. Big time spoilers. We seen it last year. And I think it was, I don't know, it was Destrehan or Hahnville. One of them had to win, but all of a sudden one of them
Destrehan had
lost.
to beat Hahnville in order for the 3-way tie to happen. Hahnville had to beat Destrehan to have it outright.
That's it. So, man, so it was crazy last year, but I think it's going to be a little more crazy this year. I think bottom line is still the top 3. I think we're going to see some great football. I think this is one of our biggest weeks of the season. For the first time ever on the Hash It Out Show Game of the Week, we have not one but 2 undefeated matchups this week. I'm looking forward to what we're going to have Friday and Saturday. I'm looking forward to, especially Friday night, going back to Terrebonne, to Homer. The fan base was unreal. The hospitality was great, and we're looking forward to being there once again. I'm just so excited that what we have and what our platform is and what we're doing going forward, that we putting out this great content and we're putting out these stories, man. I really love it.
GP?
And this is why we put this idea. I put this idea together for y'all this week. Undefeated matchup, big leg up in the district. Lots gonna happen, but the plot lines are so thick coming into this game with these 2 outstanding football teams. I think the challenge comes from like you said, JB, Hahnville's defense. How do they gap? How do they fill gaps? I agree. I 100% agree with you because if they don't, and Quincy gets into that backfield, into the open area, cross your fingers, and I don't know what else. You're gonna have to say some divine stuff because that dude is a load to bring down. That guy can run. His getaway speed is very underrated. Man, Troy, cool it, bro. I mean, come on. But last week we didn't get none of the tailgate, VK. I wonder if we get it this week.
You're not gonna be there,
Just
so
saying.
he ain't gonna run you out. He's gonna run me and VK out. You ain't gonna be there. You all right?
Yeah,
I guess. Well, regardless of that, look, this week, and you mentioned VK, you teasing the Saturday game, St. Augustine, Warren Easton. That's going to be the second game of our double dip this week on the Hash It Out Show Game of the Week. Another battle. Is it getting the notoriety of this one? Not quite, but it's got its own niche. And, we get to see St. Aug again. And after what they did last week against Legacy, they dropped 68, was it, on Legacy?
68. Yeah.
St. Aug
Okay.
dropped 68.
Okay, but that's
Warren
a lot
Easton
of
dropped
points.
63.
So the over is the play, and the scoreboard operator going to have worn out fingers before the end of the night, right? And we might be there till midnight Saturday, so we'll see. But Friday night is going to be an outstanding event with Terrebonne and Hahnville. I seem to think there's a question to ask Nick, but I wanted to throw it at you guys. Now that we've had a few weeks to sample size this area, is there a state championship potential state championship team in this district?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
I agree.
Yes. Before we go to commercial break, right quick, I want to
simple
say
answer.
Yeah, there's a lot of storylines in this game. Two teams who were co-district champs last year. Two head coaches who are from the river parishes. Coach Tyler Lewis turned Terrebonne around, and this is his what, fourth year or third year? His fourth year. Coach Bowen, what he has done in Hahnville in just his second year. It's a lot of great storylines in this game, and we'll have more storylines added on to it at the end of this game. Make sure you tune into the Hash It Out Show Friday night game of the week. Hahnville at Terrebonne, pregame at 6:45, game time at 7 o'clock, and then Saturday night, the Hash It Out Show Saturday night game of the week. Warren Easton versus St. Augustine. Pregame 6:45, game time 7 o'clock, and got a couple comments right quick before we go to commercial break. Never went been the same since Carr beat him in the dome. Also, I live in Homer. Okay, what else we got? Just walk for Troy in. All right, we're gonna take a commercial break. We'll be right back. Right here on the Hash It Out Show. Did you experience storm damage from Hurricane Francine? Barretto Home Solutions can help. You can give them a call at 504-940-7552.
At Bayou AV Security, we are your one-stop shop for all your needs, whether it's enhancing your home entertainment system, securing your property, ensuring a seamless internet connection, or illuminating your outdoor spaces. We've got you covered. Bayou AV Security, where technology meets reliability. Call us today to experience the Bayou difference.
JFK Martial Arts offers a wide variety of martial arts programs for kids, teens, and adults as they empower lives through martial arts. Please give them a call at 985-266-0664, and don't forget to ask about their 1 week free special.
And welcome back to the Hash It Out Show. JB the Sports Guy with VK Jones and George Peppers. And fellas, it's that time of the year again when we start doing our picks. Not our picks, that's tomorrow. We already did that. Our top five, I should say, ladies and gentlemen. Our top 5. Who we think are the top 5 teams in the state of Louisiana? Shelby Boyle, man, we got a bunch of high comments. Hold on, man. Good gosh. Purple Haze, Gold Rush. Yeah, Shelby Boyle. That's right. To be a hell of a game. That's right. Great week for the Hash It Out Show. Y'all kill it. Same for y'all under the lights. You know that already. Jordan Taylor. He asked Troy if he's got it going on. Okay. Whatever that meant, Austin. Troy, you got to drink a Dr. Pepper for Jordan. Yeah, definitely. He's going to drink 2 for him. What do you think about St. Aug football team? I think it's a great football team, a really, really good football team. And they have Warren Easton Saturday night. We'll see how they do with them. And then after that, we'll see week 5 with Edna Carr. But St. Augustine is a good team. I picked them to get to the semis for sure this year. George, what are you chewing on, bro?
Is that gum?
What are you chewing on?
No. Actually, it's a snack, but it's good.
No. Well, stop chewing. Stop snacking. It's killing everybody. Come on.
Killing.
Yes.
Stop it, baby.
Not during the show.
No.
Oh, then okay. Like Austin said, that's why you stubborn. Hard-headed and stubborn, like Austin said. What else we got? JB, do the accent. Oh man, God. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Under the Lights. We got the show of the decade for y'all tonight. I'm Jordan Taylor. I tried.
Stick to your day job, sir.
Thank you, George.
Wow.
I forgot when did I do that? I must have did that on one of these shows or something else. And Jordan's like, I really sound like that? I said, nah, man, I was just trying. Trust me. All right. Yeah, cheese. Yeah. We'll stop that eating. All right. Let's move on to our top 5. Everybody ready for it?
Yep.
Y'all sure you're ready for it? Let me get to it first. Let me get to it. All right. Yeah, I got it. I got it up. Hold on 1 second. We're gonna start with mine first. This should be it right here. No, that's not it. This is it. There we go. Boom. There we go, baby. My top 5. Number 1, Edna Carr. Number 2, Catholic of BR. Number 3 is St. Augustine. And let me get this right so everybody can see us. There we go. And I'm going to get my logo out the way so I can be seen, you know. Number 4, Lafayette Christian Academy. And number 5, I have, the Ruston Bearcats, ladies and gentlemen. That's my top 5. Anybody got to say something about my top 5, go right ahead. I'll start with VK Jones. Let's see what he got to say about my top 5.
I like your top 5. To be honest, I like your top 5. It's a really good top 5. The only team I see you probably left out was Baton Rouge Central, but at the same time, I do like what you have, especially with LCA. I mean, great wins for LCA, and it's well earned for them to be in the top 5. St. Aug at number 3. I thought maybe you would have had a 4 or 5, but it's pretty cool where you have it, man. So I don't have a problem with your top 5. I really thought maybe Central, but I get why your top 5 is what it is. So
let me ask you this: do you think LCA can beat St. Aug?
No.
Okay, that's why I got them number 3. I don't think LCA can beat St. Aug. I think they could beat Ruston, but right now I don't think they could beat the top 3. But LCA is in my top 5, and I knew Cheese would like that, right, Cheese? There you have it. Cheese says LCA has best resume in the state so far. Hey, it's hard to disagree with that, Cheese. It is. Edna Carr beating American Heritage. That says a lot, even though Diabell did not play. Troy Narcisse, he says switch up 4 and 5. Put Ruston at 4, LCA at 5. Okay, cool. Coach Fronta likes my picks. and Cheese thinks that LCA should be number 5. Okay, cool. I ain't no issues with that. That's cool. I don't know what happened to GP, but he didn't. Internet didn't messed up again.
Internet.
Yeah. All right. Now he's back now. So let's go to VK's, everybody. And there you have VK's top 5. Number 1 is Edna Carr. Number 2, Catholic of Baton Rouge. Number 3, he has Central of Baton Rouge. Number 4, he has Ruston. Number 5, he has St. Augustine. So if y'all got something to say about VK top 5, everybody go ahead and speak now. He has Central number 3. Central with some wins over Walker, Denham Springs, and De La Salle. VK says those are quality wins. In my opinion, the wins over Walker and De La Salle to me is just not that. That's why I don't have them in my top 5. If I had a top 10, they're there. To me, that's just what I think. VK, you can explain more.
Well, I really thought Central being in number 3, you had to think the 2 out of 3. They won at Denham Springs and at Walker in tight ball games. And the biggest thing about that is this. They are the defending state champs, and they have a target on their back. So plain and simple, it ain't going to be an easy road. But for them to win those 2 games on the road, that is big character wins for a defending state champ. So that's why I got them at 3. Ruston, and very impressive victories on them. I got them at 4. St. Augustine has just been unbelievable this season. They passed a huge test against Legacy last week. I still considered LCA as a nod your head. I'm gonna let you say what you gotta say, George. But
no, he laughing at
not
Austin,
you,
bro. He laughing
not
at
you.
Austin,
you laughing
man.
at
Look, he
comments.
ready to hop on somebody, bro. God.
Oh, you laughing in the comments. I got
Yeah,
you. You laughing there. I see that now. Yeah. Well, Cheese. I'm sorry, Cheese. When you have to understand when you're a defending champion, and you have to think the Denham Springs. We talked about this, JB. We talked about how tight that Denham Springs game was going to be, especially for them being on the road. George even mentioned it too. And what happened? Central got it done. Walker really gave it all they had last week. So, like I said, it's a big target. It's not, they're not. You had to look. Denham Springs and Walker are not bad teams. Jeez, they're not bad teams. Not comparing to what LCA had. LCA has a very impressive resume. Very, very impressive. And they are considered to be honorable mention to get into the top 5. Brother Martin also as well is another team that's considered to get to the top 5. So what I say, that's my top 5 right there. And it could change next week. Maybe we'll see, but it's a good top 5.
Yeah,
George, go ahead. I know you got something. Go ahead.
I'm with you.
I do.
The way you thinking Cheese is my reason why I don't have him in the top 5, but it's all good. Go ahead, George.
All right, for your top 5, JB, I don't have an issue because you and I talked about it, and I was so close to sticking one team in there, and I almost told you 30 minutes out. I was going to call you and say, hey, look, if you haven't done the graphic, put them in. But then I said, okay, let it be for this week. But VK's top 5. Look, I'm of the opinion that Central, not having lost, we shouldn't vote on sentiment. Because they're the champions, they got to be ranked. Got to pass the eye test. They've got 3 wins, but are those wins better than, say, St. Augustine? I mean, except for 35, the win over Legacy. Legacy is a highly regarded team, and they dropped a lot of points on that group last Saturday. Is any of Central's 3 wins better than St. Aug? I don't think so. Is any of their wins better than Ruston? Now, okay, I get they walloped Ruston last year in a championship game, but the Bearcats have really announced themselves early in the season. I think VK Central being in the top 5, I don't have a huge problem with it. I just think I have them a little inflated there at 3. I don't think they're the 3rd best team in the state. That's just the eye test telling me that.
I understand where you're coming from, but the eye test says 2 out of the 3 opponents are better than St. Aug's opponents. You look at
No
35.
way.
They dominated
Better
35.
than Legacy? Wait,
No,
35 better than Legacy?
listen. Hold on. Listen to me,
Okay,
George. Listen to me, George.
I'm listening. Mr. Feelings, I'm
No,
listening.
but you jumping the gun. I did not say they were better.
Oh,
I did not say that.
okay.
I said Denham Springs, Walker are two better opponents than 35 and East St. John. Two better opponents. And then on top of that, they had to face them on the road and got it done on the road. They've been tested. That's the difference. St. Augustine, they've handled business. They've been impressive, dominant fashion. But then all of a sudden, the third game in a huge test, they showed up and showed out. Now they got to do it again in almost a bigger test against an undefeated Eastern team. So all I'm saying is I'm looking at the test and the opponents and what Central had to face more than anything else. That's all it is. Maybe I would have maybe put Ruston ahead of Central a bit because of who Ruston has beaten. Maybe that. But at the same time, looking at the 2 of 3 opponents St. Aug faced and 2 out of 3 opponents Central faced, come on. It's apples and oranges. That's all I'm saying. I know Central's going to get a lot more tested coming up with the schedule that they have.
All right, let me stop you right quick because we got a couple of stuff on Instagram, and I'm gonna try to get to it right quick. Big Eiffel says, "Can St. Aug beat Brother Martin?" I think they can. I think St. Aug can beat Brother Martin. Cougar Nation 14. I like both lists so far. I bet you do. Cougar Nation 14, Coach Norm. Big Eiffel said they haven't faced anybody with a defense in regards to St. Augustine. All right, now let's get to George Pepper's top 5. He speaks of Central, with VK having him in his top 5, but he has them too. He has Edna Card number 1, Catholic number 2, Ruston 3, St. Augustine 4, and Central 5. So anybody got a issue, disagree, or you like George's picks, go ahead, put in the chat. But George Peppers, explain your top 5, buddy.
It's pretty easy. Carr and Catholic being the top 2 teams. We've said that from before the year started. I think they're the 2 best teams in this state. Ruston 3. I mean, look at the win over Longview last week. Longview is going to be a problem in Texas, right?
Always are.
I think they're going to be a problem going forward. And Ruston, yeah, they are. And Ruston efforting that win. And St. Aug, VK, you talk about the 2 wins with 35 and East St. John. I get it, but watching them. Teams with that kind of talent are supposed to dominate, and they have answered the bell. They did beat Legacy, and they dropped 1,000,000 points. Not 1,000,000, but they dropped a ton of points. The other team, I'm going to say it, Central. I have them at 5, but I was, like I said, inches from flipping that thing and kicking them out of there and putting Lafayette Christian in there because Lafayette Christian's resume, there is no argument. Those cats have played everybody. Geez, I think you're crazy to say they're not top 10. I think you're absolutely crazy. Name me 10 teams better than Central. That's what I want to see. I want to see. Name me 10 teams better than Central. I don't think you can.
Don't get cheese
But
started.
I think Lafayette.
Don't get cheese started because he's gonna name about 15. Trust me, bro. Don't get cheese started, bro.
I ain't. I know. I ain't trying to get the man started.
Yeah,
I ain't worried
you
about
are.
it though.
Yeah,
You make a statement. You got to stand. You got to stand on it.
Shoot.
Stand on all 10. Let's see if you're about it.
He's gonna stand on 11.
But no, my top 5 is pretty simple. And JB, as a joke, if you'd have put the first top 5 and submitted just as a joke, I would have liked to have seen that response.
Yeah,
but I'm not. We're not going to do that because that's basically insult. I wasn't going to do that. VK. I don't know if you saw it.
I seen it, bro. Oh my God, man! What a way to start.
I figured you would get a chuckle. I wanted y'all to get a good laugh out of it.
We went through some things throughout the day today, bro, and I needed that laugh, bro. Cause I was like, man, I'm wondering if JB gonna create something special and just put it up there. Like, here's George Pepper as the top 5, and oh man, we just joking. This is the real top 5 for laughs and giggles, man. Big time laughs and giggles right there. But I wouldn't get Cheese started either. Now, Cheese gave a lot of respect to St. Aug and said number 2 in the state.
Yep.
And then he said they did not show out. So meaning he wants to see more from the St. Aug. Okay, dude, I respect that.
Cheese ain't answered yet. He probably typing his top 10 right now. I'm
Oh,
telling
he
you, bro.
talking top 10.
I'm telling you, boy.
Oh.
George, don't run. Don't run, George. Where you at? Don't run.
Don't run, dude.
Don't run now, George. Where you at?
She's coming with the heat, dog.
Call that man out, man. That man probably typing his top 10 in there, and you didn't went off left. Oh, you in it? Don't. Oh, I mean, it's probably his internet.
There you go. There you go, right there. There you go.
See, I told you, don't get cheese started, bro.
There you go.
I told you, don't get cheese started, bro.
Load it up, baby.
Boy, do you know Cheese watches film on everybody? Everybody.
That man
I don't know if they got
that man does that for a living, dude.
Dude, that's what he does, bro. I don't know if he got a clone on himself or what, but they all can watch it together, man. Okay, you watch these 10 games, I'll watch these 10 games. My other clone, you watch those 10 games. We see, I told you, George. You had that man put them 10. All right, and there you go. Carr, Aug, Ruston, Catholic, Alexandria.
I could see flaws on that list already.
Evangel, LCA. That's 10 right there. On the top of the
I see flaws with this top 10 already.
You see flaws with his top 10. Okay.
That's fine.
All right. What flaws do you see with Cheese's top 10?
Evangel.
Evangel
with no defense.
10?
Yeah, they scored the ball. I don't know. I have my doubts.
Okay, you got doubts about Evangel.
North DeSoto, I got to see why. North DeSoto, I get why, because they beat West Monroe last week on the road, having to rally back from, 11 down. They were able to win that game. Neville, after losing by a ton to a Mississippi school that I don't know much about. Ash, are we overreacting to the win at Destrehan, or is Ash for real? I mean,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't care what anybody say. You got to give Ash respect. I'm sorry.
Oh, I am. It's not that I'm not.
You went on the road at Destrehan. I'm sorry.
I got the job done. Yeah, you got the job done.
Ash has just made a statement and said, this is our district. You better come beat us.
Division.
That's what they just said on Friday.
Thank you, Final Cut. Look, I'm going to say this in regards to Ash, because I had questions. I said, I want to see him against Destrehan. And that will answer a lot of questions for me. And guess what? It answered a lot of questions for me about Ash. And Ash is legit. I got to say. Oh, Cheese got a question for you, George. Here you go.
I don't see it. Okay.
It's there. It's there.
Let's see. Carr, St. Aug. Put his list up again. Put his list up again.
All right. Yeah. Who you watched? Yes.
You watched.
Oh, not again.
Who you watched, bro? Which of those teams have you watched?
Wait, hold up. I mean, my internet's acting stupid.
Well, we know that. That ain't nothing new.
1, 2.
That ain't nothing new.
All right. No, we didn't see Curtis. 2 of them.
Okay, he watched 2. All right. There you go, Cheese. He watched 2. That's his answer. He's being honest, being real. All right. All right. Cheese and GP hashing it out. Gotta love it, baby. Final Cut says Curtis will not make it past Carr or St. Augustine.
It might be doing I'm playing.
Easton can go score for score. So Easton can go score for score with these teams. Okay. Hey, that's gonna be answered Saturday night also. Saturday night, that will be answered also. Easton could go score for score with Aug, and I'll do Aug. That's gonna say a whole lot. Like I said the whole Catholic League will be in the playoffs this year. That's including Warren Easton. And if Warren Easton can go toe-to-toe this Saturday night with St. Aug, win or lose, toe-to-toe, close ball game, that will answer a lot about Warren Easton. All right. See, I told you, all Cheese does, he watches the most video of high school football, right? Pretty much more than anybody in the state. Cheese hit me up. Yeah, I just watched your video, man, of Sean Rummel. And I'm like, yep. Yeah, I'm watching this right now. This Cheese texting me. I'm like, what you see, Cheese? This is us having a conversation, bro. Cheese does this, bro. This is
Cheese makes me work on my analysis more and more than anything else. I watch a lot of things too, Cheese, but at the same time, with what you're doing, he makes me go and look at how to go to Google and find all these other schools and try to find games. You know what I'm saying? So I can, if they got a stream, and watch it or find highlights. You know what I'm saying? That's how I do my research about these North Louisiana schools and everything else. I gotta look at highlights of these people. I gotta look at stories just to see what's happening, man. But Z Cheese he makes us work, dog, and I give him that respect.
got to, bro. Gotta love Cheese, bro. Great guy. You ever meet Cheese in person, bro? That's a great guy. Great guy.
Was
And I
he on the
know
sideline for the? Was he on? He was on the sideline for when LCA was last time in the dome, man.
I'm gonna tell you this. He was sitting with Jordan and all of us for the picture when you want to be Mr. Celebrity and talk to everybody. He's in the picture with us. There you go. That's in the dome.
Yeah,
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
that won't happen again.
I know it won't. Final cut says I think Easton can, and I'm a Purple Knight. All right. I love that honest opinion. I love that honest opinion. I love it.
That's
Definitely,
a nice
man.
opinion, dude.
Definitely.
Straight up, that's honesty, bro.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love it, man. And look, they got two great running backs on that team, man. With
Terrell Sertan
and
and
Thomas Vaughn.
Thomas
Yeah.
Vaughn.
Yep.
And they got a big, huge offensive line. So I think both teams are going to be really, really tested Saturday night, man. The scoreboard might light up, or it might be a low scoring, close ball game going down to the fourth quarter. So you going to get either one on Saturday night. I cannot wait to see what happens. But I think both teams, pressure's on both to try to get the win. I think I lean the pressure a little bit towards Easton because the biggest thing they got to do is cut the penalties down.
Damn.
That's it.
Because we've seen a lot of penalties against Kennedy, and you can't have that going in the Academy.
That's right. All right, guys. It is 8:32. It is time to put this show to wraps. Let's see what the chat says. St. Aug has to make 11 out on a cape. Okay. Then Nanola says St. Aug O-line got to step up. Okay. Cool. Cougar Nation, which defense can limit big plays in the Aug Eastern game? Or is that a question, Coach Norm, or are you making that a statement as if which defense can limit the big plays to get a win? I'm gonna take it as a question. Man, I think Easton gonna have to limit St. Aug big plays. I think if Warren Easton can limit St. Augustine's big plays, they'll have a great chance to win that game. So that's what I'm thinking. Warren Easton limits St. Augustine big plays. What y'all think, fellas?
I agree.
Go ahead.
I agree because the fact of the matter is St. Aug can score in any other ways they can. And Easton, their strength is the running game. So they're going to do what they can to keep St. Aug's offense off the field, especially with Sertan and Vaughn. So I'll tell you, if that defense can slow down St. Augustine, Easton will have a great chance.
George Peppers?
That offense is pristine, St. Augustine. They are very effective, extremely potent, extremely dangerous. This is easily the toughest challenge for Warren Easton. They just came off a track meet against Slidell last Friday night. Do they have the wherewithal and the temerity? They do have an extra day because they played last Friday. Now they get one +1 because the game is on Saturday. Do they have it in them to go 48 minutes with a fast-paced offense like St. Augustine and Vashawn Coulon having the receivers on the perimeter? Can Warren Easton stick them? Can those DBs do the job consistently over 48 minutes? That's going to be a very, very interesting question to see answered on Saturday night. And on the flip side for St. Aug, their defense is going to have to make some bold statements early to kind of confuse Carl Reed a little bit because Carl Reed has really come along. And VK mentioned another key, the penalties. If Easton can play a cleaner game than they did 2 weeks ago against Kennedy, they do have a shot against St. Aug. but they've got to clean those penalties up. 15 of them in one game is not supposed to happen. We'll see, though. It's going to be an interesting game that you can hear on Saturday night on the YouTube page of JB, the Sports Guy.
Watch.
Tell him, George.
I
The
listen,
Sports
watch.
Guy. You can watch it, everybody. Like we said, Friday night, the Hatchet Out Show, Friday night game of the week, Hahnville versus Terrebonne, 6:45 pregame, 7 o'clock game time that you can watch on the YouTube page of JB the Sports Guy. Saturday night, the Hatchet Out Show, Saturday night game of the week. That is Warren Easton versus St. Augustine. Same thing, 6:45 pregame, 7 o'clock game time on the YouTube page of JB the Sports Guy. All 4 teams are undefeated. 2 teams walking out 4-0. 2 teams walking out 3-1. Y'all tune in, y'all watch it all. Coach Norm, you ain't gotta go to Tag Armley and Scout. You can just stay at home and watch it on, the YouTube page of JB the Sports Guy. All right, everybody. Before we get out of here, last words. GP, I'll let you go first.
Another great show, episode 252 tonight, and it's a great show. And stay tuned tomorrow night. We have a guest tomorrow night, correct?
That's correct. I'm announcing in a little bit. Yep.
Okay, I'll let you guys reveal that, but okay, and we'll make that announcement here shortly. But it's pick night tomorrow night. We get to pick week 4 of the high school football season. And just don't you know it? Before we go forward, next week will be the halfway part of the regular season already. The axiom I keep repeating: time flies when you're having fun. Happens here because again, there were some interesting games last week that shaped the threshold of the picks, and I will reveal all that tomorrow night in advance of week 4. And we are looking to better ourselves because all 3 of us took a little step back last week. But as good as we've been, we're gonna shake back tomorrow night. VK, go ahead, take it away, dude.
Man, great show tonight, man. I appreciate all the people that's interacted with us on the chat, who watched the show and everything. We'd like to thank one of the officials that came on tonight with us to give us some clarity on the earlier subject. Continue to come through. We'd love to have you on the show to talk a little more about the officiating and stuff, especially with football. And bruh, tune in Friday and Saturday. We got 2 great games, man. And tune in tomorrow, bro. Tune in tomorrow. And we're continuing to have fun and like, tag, share, subscribe. The Hash It All Show on all social media platforms. Continue to support this great platform and all the sponsors. Thank you very much.
Definitely. Tomorrow we're back 7 o'clock, and at 7:15, the head coach of the young audiences charter school Yaks. If you don't know what a yak is, because I didn't know what a yak was, it's a buffalo. Just like you know. Coach Christopher Dennis will join us right here tomorrow night.
Dennis Christopher.
I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna say you right. Because my phone did say something different when he called me. But I'm gonna go with you. Coach Dennis Christopher. I ain't perfect. Coach Dennis Christopher. Well, thank you. Will join us tomorrow right here on the Hash It Out Show. Talk about his team who's off to a 3-0 start. So he's going to join us tomorrow. Make sure you tune in. And then we do our picks like George says. Other than that, I already said it. Friday and Saturday, y'all know what the deal is. Y'all tune in. We are back tomorrow. We thank each and every one of y'all for joining us. Special thanks to Nick Campbell for joining us. Yeah, we can't wait. Week 4 is here, man. This season is going by like that already. But for George Peppers, for VK Jones, I am JB the Sports Guy. We'll see you tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. Y'all take care. Bucks No Wiz was the place to go as a kid growing up to get snowballs. As an adult now, it is still the place to go. When you want some of the best snowballs and some of the best customer service, Bucks No Wiz is the place. Now, excuse me, let me get back to my half grape, half pink lemonade snowball. Bucks No Wiz, located at 1508 Barataria Boulevard in Marrero, Louisiana.
Hey, parents and coaches, want your young athlete to go far on and off the field? Kumon of Gretna is the place for you. Whether it's reading plays or calculating scores, early literacy and math skills teach focus, discipline, and decision making. Give your student athlete the edge. Start early, start smart at Kumon of Gretna.
If you're looking for the best pizza in Metro New Orleans, then you're in the right place. Moe's Pizza has a great selection of Italian food that can satisfy your appetite, and they can also cater to your needs in any event. Give them a call at 504-341-9650 or log on to www.moespizzanola.com, located at 1112 Avenue H in West Wego, Louisiana. Moe's Pizza, Italians do it better.
Thank you for watching the Hash It Out show. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you.